Ready, start. Importantly, this alleged sighting did not find mention in the FIR, which PW2 had scribed the very next morning at the dictation of PW1. The omission of such a material fact in the earliest version of the incident severely weakens its reliability. PW4 also conceded that he joined the search party on the night of 5/6/2007 after the child went missing, but he did not disclose to anyone in that large gathering that he had seen the accused earlier in the evening. This silence, despite an obvious occasion to speak, casts further doubt on his version. It was only during trial that PW4 articulated these facts in detail, thereby lending his account the character of an afterthought. No TIP was conducted, even though PW3 admitted he had never known the accused earlier. It is well settled that doc identification without a prior TIP has little evidentiary value where the witness had no prior familiarity with the accused. In the present case, it is clear that the identification of the appellants by PW3 and PW4 cannot be accepted with confidence. PW3 himself admitted he had never known Najim or Aftab previously, yet no TIP was conducted. His alleged sighting was from a considerable distance while engaged in harvesting work with his line of sight obstructed and the natural witnesses present with him were not examined. PW4, though a co-villager, failed to mention his alleged sighting either in the FIR or during the search for the missing child and could not even recall the timing of him informing PW1 about it. Both witnesses identified the appellants for the first time in court, which, in the absence of a TIP, renders their doc identification less credible. Their testimonies, therefore, cannot constitute reliable evidence of identification. Even apart from deficiencies in identification, the single inverted comma last seen single inverted comma close theory is itself a weak link unless the prosecution establishes a narrow time gap between when the accused and the deceased were seen together and the recovery of the body such that the possibility of intervention by a third person is excluded. The last scene theory comes into play where time gap between the point of time when the accused and the deceased were last seen alive and when the deceased is found dead is so small that the possibility of any person other than the accused being author of the crime becomes impossible. It would be difficult in some cases to positively establish that the deceased was last seen with the accused when there is a long gap and possibility of other persons coming in between exists. In the absence of any other positive evidence to conclude that the accused and the deceased were last seen together, it would be hazardous to come to a conclusion of guilt in those cases. There cannot be any doubt that conviction can be based on circumstantial evidence, but therefore the prosecution must establish that the chain of circumstances only consistently points to the guilt of the accused and is inconsistent with his innocence.